Have you noticed that getting out of bed in the morning isn't quite as easy as it used to be? Maybe you feel a dull ache in your lower back when you stand up from your favorite chair, or a stiffness in your spine after sitting too long. Many people over the age of 60 assume that back pain and spinal discomfort are just a normal part of aging, something you have to live with. But what if that wasn't entirely true? What if your back was actually trying to tell you something? And the good news is, you could do something about it. As we get older, our spine naturally undergoes changes. Discs lose moisture, bones can become thinner, and muscles supporting the back may weaken. These changes are real, but they don't mean you're doomed to live with pain or limited movement. In fact, some of the most common causes of back pain after 60 have less to do with aging and more to do with how we move, how we sit, how we sleep, and how we take care of ourselves each day. In today's video, we're going to explore 8 practical and natural ways to keep your spine healthy, strong, and pain-free, even after the age of 60. We'll talk about how simple changes in posture, stretching, mattress support, and movement habits can make a big difference. These aren't extreme exercises or complicated routines. They're small adjustments that fit into real life, especially for seniors who want to stay independent and mobile. Because here's the truth. Growing older doesn't have to mean giving up your comfort, your freedom, or your ability to do the things you love. You don't have to accept back pain as your new normal. With the right support, your spine can continue to carry you through life with strength, stability, and ease. I know you are a person who likes to watch videos quietly. If you have not liked and subscribed to the channel, now is a good time to do it because you are a kind person. If the video is helpful, press 1. If the video's not good enough or needs improvement, press 2. Thanks, everyone. Now let's get started. Number 1, maintain proper posture. Don't let slouching steal your strength. For many people over 60, posture is something that's often taken for granted until it starts causing problems. Over time, years of slouching, sitting for long hours, or even just leaning slightly forward while walking can put tremendous strain on the spine. What begins as a subtle hunch or a small shift in alignment can slowly weaken the muscles that support your back and compress the discs that cushion your vertebrae. Before you know it, what used to be a strong, upright posture turns into a daily ache or a sense of heaviness in the lower back. But the truth is, good posture isn't just about how you look. It's about how your entire body functions. Maintaining a straight, balanced spine helps improve circulation, reduces joint stress, protects your nerves, and even allows your lungs to expand fully so you can breathe more deeply. Take Mr. Leonard, for example, a 72-year-old former truck driver who began noticing more and more stiffness and back pain during his morning walks. He had always assumed it was just wear and tear from age. But when he visited a physical therapist, they pointed out that his posture had slowly shifted. He was leaning forward when walking, shoulders rounded, and his head slightly jutting forward, a position that was putting constant tension on his spine. With a few weeks of gentle posture training, stretching, and reminders to adjust how he stood and sat, Leonard noticed a huge difference. Not only did his back hurt less, but he also felt more confident, taller, and energized. Good posture begins with awareness. Many people don't even realize they're slouching until someone points it out or until discomfort sets in. One of the most effective ways to retrain your posture is to do small posture check-ins throughout the day. When you're standing, imagine a string gently pulling the top of your head toward the ceiling. Keep your shoulders relaxed and slightly pulled back, and engage your abdominal muscles just enough to support your lower spine. When sitting, make sure both feet are flat on the floor, your knees are at a right angle, and your back is supported. Ideally with a small pillow behind the lower back if your chair doesn't provide natural support. As we age, posture becomes even more important because the spine is more vulnerable to degeneration and bone loss. Poor posture can accelerate spinal compression, contribute to conditions like spinal stenosis or herniated discs, and make everyday activities, like lifting a grocery bag or getting out of a chair, much harder than they need to be. The good news is that the body is remarkably adaptable, even in older age. With gentle, consistent effort, you can retrain your muscles, realign your spine, and reduce the aches and fatigue that come from years of unnoticed slouching. If you've been feeling off balance, if your back aches more after sitting, or if you've noticed yourself leaning forward without meaning to, that's your body's quiet request to stand tall again. It's never too late to improve your posture, and by doing so, you're giving your spine one of the greatest gifts of all, the chance to move through life with strength and grace. In the next section, we'll explore how gentle daily stretching can help you stay flexible, reduce pain, and keep your back moving with ease. Let's continue with number 2, daily stretching, gentle movements for a flexible back. Number 2, daily stretching, gentle movements for a flexible back. There's something almost magical about the feeling of a good stretch. It's simple, quiet, and often overlooked. Yet it can unlock parts of your body that have been stiff and silent for years. For people over 60, stretching isn't just a nice way to start the day. It's an essential tool for keeping your spine healthy, flexible, and pain-free. As we age, the muscles and connective tissues around the spine begin to lose elasticity. Ligaments stiffen, joints become less mobile, and tension can build in the back, shoulders, and hips without us even noticing. This stiffness makes movement more difficult, adds pressure to the vertebrae, and often leads to pain that creeps in slowly over time. But just a few minutes of gentle stretching each day can change everything. Imagine your spine as a tree, strong but flexible, needing space and movement to stay alive. If it's never allowed to sway, bend, or breathe, it becomes rigid and brittle. That's what happens when we sit too long or avoid moving because of fear or pain. But the beauty of stretching is that it doesn't have to be extreme to be effective. In fact, the gentlest stretches often bring the greatest relief. Take Mrs. Clara, for example. At 75, she had lived with chronic back tightness for years, thinking it was just part of aging. Her doctor recommended pain medications, but nothing truly helped. Then her granddaughter, a yoga instructor, showed her a few seated stretches, a simple forward fold while sitting in a chair, some side bends with her arms overhead, and a gentle spinal twist. Within weeks, Clara reported less tension, better posture, and even improved digestion. The simple act of moving her body a little more each morning made her feel more alive and connected to herself. Daily stretching helps lengthen the muscles that support the spine, especially the hamstrings, hip flexors, and lower back, areas that often tighten as we age. It also improves blood flow, bringing more oxygen and nutrients to the spine and surrounding tissues. This increased circulation helps reduce inflammation, ease discomfort, and support healing in areas that may have been under stress for years. In addition to physical benefits, stretching has a calming effect on the nervous system. Slow, intentional movement combined with deep breathing can lower stress, reduce anxiety, and help you start or end the day with a clearer, quieter mind. The best part, you don't need to get on the floor, wear fancy clothes, or follow a complicated routine. Stretching can be done in your living room, at the kitchen counter, or even from a seated position. All you need is a few minutes of your time, a little patience, and a willingness to listen to your body. Consistency is more important than intensity. Start small, maybe with a few gentle neck rolls, shoulder circles, or reaching up and down slowly while seated. Over time, your flexibility will improve, your pain will lessen, and your confidence in your own movement will return. If your back has felt tight, your body stiff, or your balance just a bit off, give yourself the gift of movement. Your spine is designed to move, not to be frozen in fear or limited by habits of stillness. With just 5 to 10 minutes of stretching a day, you can reclaim comfort, ease, and the quiet joy of feeling good in your body again. In the next section, we'll look at how your sleeping surface, your mattress, may be helping or harming your spine without you even realizing it. Let's move on to number 3. Use a supportive mattress. Your spine needs good sleep too. Number 3. Use a supportive mattress. Your spine needs good sleep. Sleep is supposed to be the time when your body rests, recovers, and rebuilds. Especially your spine, which works hard all day long to support you. But for many people over 60, waking up is often the most uncomfortable part of the day. You roll out of bed with a stiff back, tight hips, or an aching neck, wondering why a full night of sleep didn't make you feel better. The surprising answer might be lying right beneath you. Your mattress. While it's easy to overlook, the surface you sleep on has a profound effect on your spinal health. A mattress that's too soft can allow your spine to sag, pulling it out of alignment during the night. A mattress that's too firm can press uncomfortably against pressure points, causing tension and reducing blood flow. And if your mattress is too old, especially more than 8 to 10 years, it may have lost the support your back needs to stay neutral and pain-free while you sleep. Consider the story of Mr. James, a 70-year-old retiree who had been struggling with lower back pain for years. He had tried stretching, physical therapy, and even acupuncture, but the ache would return every morning like clockwork. It wasn't until his daughter asked how old his mattress was that he paused. Probably 15 years, he admitted. When they replaced his old sagging bed with a medium-firm, supportive mattress designed to cushion and align the spine, James noticed a change within days. He woke up with less stiffness, his pain eased throughout the day, and his sleep became deeper and more restful. The spine is not a straight line. It has natural curves in the neck, upper back, and lower back that need to be supported while lying down. A good mattress respects those curves, keeping the spine in a neutral position whether you sleep on your back, side, or stomach. For most older adults, a medium-firm mattress strikes the best balance between comfort and support. If a brand new mattress isn't an option, sometimes adding a quality mattress topper, one that's firm enough to prevent sagging but soft enough to relieve pressure, can make a big difference. And don't forget about pillows. The wrong pillow height can strain your neck and upper back just as much as a bad mattress affects your lower spine. Beyond physical support, the comfort of your bed also affects how well you sleep. A lumpy, uneven surface can cause you to toss and turn, reducing the amount of deep, restorative sleep your body needs to heal. Poor sleep doesn't just affect your energy, it increases inflammation, reduces your pain threshold, and interferes with your body's natural ability to recover. That's why investing in a sleep environment that supports your spine isn't a luxury. It's a form of daily spinal care. If you've been doing all the right things, stretching, exercising, eating well, but still waking up with back discomfort, consider this. Your mattress might be undoing all your efforts while you sleep. You spend nearly 1/3 of your life in bed, and that time should be working for you, not against you. Your spine deserves a resting place that allows it to relax fully, release tension, and wake up ready to support you, not scream for relief. In the next section, we'll move beyond rest and talk about strength. Specifically, how building your core muscles can give your spine the inner support it needs to stay upright, stable, and pain-free. Let's continue with number 4. Strengthen core muscles. Support from within. Number 4, strengthen core muscles. Support from within. When most people think about core muscles, they imagine sit-ups, six-packs, or gym workouts designed for the young and athletic. But for people over 60, strengthening the core isn't about getting a flat stomach. It's about creating the stable foundation your spine needs to support you every day. Your core isn't just your abdominal muscles. It also includes your back muscles, pelvic muscles, and even the muscles around your hips. Together, they form a natural corset that holds your spine in alignment, keeps you steady on your feet, and absorbs the impact from daily movement. As we age, those muscles can weaken from inactivity, years of sitting, or simply not being used enough. And when the core is weak, the spine is left vulnerable, forced to bear the full weight of your body without the support it needs. That's when pain creeps in, balance becomes shaky, and daily tasks feel harder than they used to. Take the case of Mrs. Helen, a 74-year-old grandmother who loved tending her garden, but had started feeling sharp lower back pain every time she bent down to pull weeds. She thought it was just old age catching up with her, until a physical therapist explained that her core muscles had weakened over time, forcing her spine to do all the work. With a simple home program that included chair-based abdominal tightening, gentle pelvic tilts, and light back extensions, Helen began to feel stronger in just a few weeks. Not only did her pain ease, but her confidence returned. She was back in her garden without fear, not because she was younger, but because her spine was finally supported from within. You don't need to go to the gym or lie on the floor to strengthen your core. In fact, some of the best core exercises for seniors can be done in a chair, on the bed, or while standing at the kitchen counter. Simple movements like tightening your abdominal muscles while exhaling, lifting one leg at a time while seated, or even practicing gentle balance exercises can engage and rebuild the core. The goal isn't intensity, it's consistency. Just 5 to 10 minutes a day can create noticeable changes in how your body moves and feels. A strong core also helps with posture, reduces the risk of falls, and supports healthy breathing and digestion. It's the center of your body, the silent team of muscles that affects how you sit, stand, walk, and even sleep. And like any team, they need regular training to stay ready and responsive. The great news is that the core responds well to gentle activation. You don't need to push yourself to the limit. You just need to start with movements that feel manageable, safe, and kind to your body. If you've noticed more back strain when doing household chores, or you feel less stable when walking, that may be your body's way of saying, I need more support on the inside. Strengthening your core is like giving your spine a reliable team to help carry the load, reducing pain, increasing mobility, and helping you move with greater freedom. In the next section, we'll take a look at how staying gently active, even with something as simple as a short daily walk, can be one of the most powerful things you can do for your spine. Let's continue with number 5, stay active. Movement is medicine for the spine. Number 5, stay active. Movement is medicine for the spine. The human spine was never meant to sit still. It was designed to bend, twist, stretch, and support us through a lifetime of movement. But somewhere along the way, often after retirement or due to health issues, many people over 60 begin moving less. Days become quieter, chairs become more comfortable than walks, and the body slowly shifts into stillness. While rest is important, too much of it can quietly erode spinal health. Lack of movement causes the muscles that support the spine to weaken, the joints to stiffen, and the blood flow to slow, all of which lead to increased back pain, decreased flexibility, and a higher risk of injury. The good news is that you don't need to exercise intensely or go to a gym to protect your spine. Even small, gentle movements done consistently can work like daily medicine for your back. Take Mr. Richard, a 69-year-old who had always been active in his younger years, but had fallen into a sedentary lifestyle after retiring. He spent most of his time watching TV, reading, or sitting at the kitchen table. Over time, he began to notice stiffness in his lower back, occasional shooting pain down his leg, and a general feeling of heaviness in his body. His doctor recommended pain medication, but a friend suggested something even simpler: walking. Richard started walking around the block once a day, slowly at first. Within a month, he was walking for 20 minutes every morning, and by the end of 3 months, his back pain had reduced dramatically. Not only did his spine feel better, but his mood, energy, and confidence also improved. Movement, he realized, wasn't a chore. It was freedom. When you move, you lubricate your spinal joints, activate the muscles that hold your back in place, and improve circulation to the spine and surrounding tissues. Walking, swimming, tai chi, gardening, or even dancing around the house, all of these activities nourish your back and keep it working the way it was designed to. Movement also releases endorphins, your body's natural painkillers, which can help reduce chronic discomfort and improve your sense of well-being. For seniors especially, movement also enhances balance and coordination, which helps prevent falls, one of the greatest threats to spinal safety in older age. You don't need to do a lot, and you certainly don't need to push your body beyond its limits. The key is consistency. Even 10 to 15 minutes of movement a few times a day can make a remarkable difference in how your back feels. And the more you move, the more confident you'll feel in your own body. Not because your spine is younger, but because it's being supported the way it should. If you've been avoiding movement because of fear, discomfort, or simply not knowing where to start, just begin with what feels manageable. A slow walk to the mailbox, light stretches before bed, standing up during commercials, every bit helps. Your spine doesn't need perfection. It needs participation. In the next section, we'll talk about how something as simple as how you sit can either relieve your spine or quietly damage it. Let's continue with number 6. Sit smarter. Small changes, big relief. Number 6. Sit smarter. Small changes, big relief. In our golden years, sitting often becomes the most common posture of the day. We sit to enjoy breakfast, to read the paper, to watch our favorite shows, to chat with family, to knit, to rest, and to reflect. Sitting itself isn't bad. In fact, it can be comforting and relaxing. But how we sit and how long we sit have a massive impact on our spinal health, often more than we realize. For people over 60, long hours of sitting in poor positions can quietly erode the strength and alignment of the spine. What begins as slight stiffness after getting up from a chair can grow into chronic lower back pain, reduced mobility, and even difficulty standing upright over time. That's why sitting smarter, not necessarily less, is one of the easiest and most effective habits to improve your back health and overall quality of life. Let's take a closer look at what's really happening. When we sit for extended periods, particularly in soft recliners or slouch positions, our pelvic alignment shifts. The spine starts to round, the muscles that support the back begin to relax too much, and the natural curve of the lower back, called the lumbar curve, flattens. This places uneven pressure on the vertebral discs, tightens the hip flexors, and weakens the core muscles. As a result, when we stand back up, the spine has to wake up quickly, and that's when pain and strain are most noticeable. Sitting in this way, day after day, becomes like slowly pulling on one side of a rubber band. Eventually, something gives. Unfortunately, it's often our back. Consider the experience of Mr. Harold, a 75-year-old former teacher who began experiencing sharp twinges in his lower back every morning when he got up from the couch. For years, Harold had enjoyed sitting in his favorite chair, a plush recliner that made him feel like he was sinking into a cloud. It was his reading spot, his napping spot, and his place of comfort. But over time, his back grew weaker and his posture deteriorated. He had to use his hands to push himself up from a seated position, and standing for long periods became a chore. At first, he thought it was just age catching up, but after working with a physical therapist who visited his home, Harold learned that his beloved chair was silently contributing to his discomfort. They made a few changes. They added a firm lumbar cushion to support his lower back, adjusted the height of the chair so his knees weren't elevated higher than his hips, and created a gentle reminder schedule so Harold stood up and walked every 20 to 30 minutes. In just a few weeks, he noticed improved posture, reduced pain, and greater ease in movement. Sitting smarter begins with choosing the right seat. Ideally, your chair should allow your feet to rest flat on the ground with your knees at a 90-degree angle. Your hips should be level with or slightly above your knees. A small cushion or rolled towel placed at the curve of your lower back can make a dramatic difference in supporting spinal alignment. Avoid sinking too deeply into sofas or recliners without added support, and be mindful of the way you lean. Many people unconsciously lean forward toward the TV, slouch while reading, or cross their legs for long periods. All habits that tilt the pelvis and strain the spine. Equally important is interrupting long periods of sitting. Our bodies were not designed to stay in one position for hours at a time. Even if your posture is perfect, sitting too long causes muscles to stiffen and circulation to slow. One helpful tip is to treat movement like a daily prescription. Stand up and move at least once every 30 minutes. You can walk to the kitchen, do a few shoulder rolls, or simply stretch your arms overhead. Set a gentle timer or link your movement to natural breaks. Every time a commercial plays, every time you take a sip of water, or whenever a phone rings. These simple interruptions not only help your back, but also boost circulation, reduce blood pressure, and refresh your mind. It's also worth remembering that sitting affects more than just your back. Poor sitting posture can compress your organs, making digestion more sluggish. It can limit your lung capacity, making it harder to breathe deeply. And over time, it can impact your balance and walking ability, especially if the muscles supporting your spine and hips are weakened from disuse. That's why smart sitting isn't just about comfort, it's about long-term vitality. If you've been living with back discomfort and haven't yet considered how your daily sitting habits might be contributing, this is your sign to start small. Observe how and where you sit most often. Make one change today. Add a cushion, adjust your chair, or simply stand and stretch after reading this. Your spine will thank you, not just tomorrow, but for years to come. In the next section, we'll explore how maintaining a healthy weight, even with small adjustments, can take significant pressure off your spine and ease chronic back pain. Let's move on to number 7. Watch your weight. Less strain, less pain. Number 7. Watch your weight. Less strain, less pain. As we get older, carrying a few extra pounds can seem like a minor concern. After all, many seniors believe that losing weight at their age is difficult, and some even think it's not necessary unless it becomes a medical issue. But what often goes unnoticed is the quiet but powerful impact that even a small amount of excess weight can have on the spine. The spine is the central support structure of the body, a pillar that bears your weight, balances your movements, and keeps you upright through every step, turn, or twist. When we carry more weight than our frame was built for, particularly around the abdomen, it shifts the body's center of gravity forward. This subtle shift increases pressure on the lumbar spine, the lower back, and forces muscles, joints, and discs to work harder just to maintain balance. Take the story of Mrs. Lorraine, a 70-year-old retired nurse who began experiencing persistent backaches and sciatica-like pain down her leg. She wasn't severely overweight, just about 15 pounds above what her doctor considered optimal for her height. She lived an active lifestyle but noticed that her back pain flared up most when standing for long periods or walking on the uneven ground. After discussing her symptoms with a physical therapist, Lorraine learned that her abdominal weight was subtly pulling her pelvis forward, increasing the curve in her lower spine and compressing the nerve roots near the vertebrae. The therapist didn't prescribe intense dieting or strict routines, but suggested a gentle combination of anti-inflammatory eating, daily walking, and targeted core exercises. Over several months, Lorraine lost just 7 pounds, but the change was dramatic. Her pain lessened, her posture improved, and for the first time in years, she could stand through her church choir performances without needing to sit down halfway. It's not about chasing a number on the scale. For older adults, the goal isn't to look like they're 40 again. It's to take pressure off the joints, improve spinal alignment, and reduce inflammation that can make back pain worse. Excess weight, particularly belly fat, doesn't just strain the spine mechanically. It also increases levels of systemic inflammation in the body, which can worsen degenerative disc disease, arthritis, and nerve pain. Studies have shown that even a 5 to 10% reduction in body weight can lead to significant improvements in back pain, mobility, and quality of life. The beautiful part is that weight management after 60 doesn't require deprivation or fad diets. In fact, extreme diets can be harmful in older adults, leading to muscle loss and nutrient deficiencies. What works best is a slow, sustainable approach, eating more whole foods like fruits, vegetables, legumes, and healthy fats, cutting back gently on refined sugars and processed snacks, and prioritizing movement that you enjoy, whether it's gardening, swimming, walking with a friend, or gentle yoga in the morning. Drinking more water, eating smaller portions more frequently, and chewing slowly can also support digestion and help the body signal fullness more clearly. Another area that becomes less efficient with age. Also important to consider is muscle mass. As we age, we naturally lose muscle if we don't work to maintain it, a condition known as sarcopenia. Muscle is essential not just for strength and balance, but also for supporting a healthy metabolism. That's why a key part of managing your weight without compromising your health is to make sure you're getting enough protein and resistance movement to keep your muscles active. The stronger your muscles are, especially around your spine and core, the less your bones and joints have to carry alone. If your back pain has been creeping in, or if you've noticed a slower gait, more fatigue during movement, or even shortness of breath from light activity, ask yourself, could just a few extra pounds be silently weighing me down? Not only physically, but functionally? The answer doesn't have to bring shame or fear. It can bring hope, because it means there's something simple and within your control that can make a real difference. Weight may seem like a private, sensitive subject, but your spine feels it every single day. Taking gentle, kind steps toward lightening the load, even slightly, can give your back the relief it's been quietly asking for. In the next section, we'll look at something even more overlooked: the warning signs that your back pain isn't just from aging, but may be signaling something more serious. Let's move on to number 8. Know when to seek help. Don't ignore persistent pain. Number 8. Know when to seek help. Don't ignore persistent pain. There's a quiet kind of strength that many older adults carry: the ability to endure discomfort, push through aches, and dismiss pain as just a part of getting older. While that strength is admirable, it can sometimes lead to a dangerous form of silence. Back pain that lingers for weeks or keeps returning shouldn't be brushed off as something you simply have to live with. In fact, persistent or worsening spinal pain after the age of 60 can be a sign that something more serious is going on beneath the surface. And recognizing those signs early can make all the difference in your long-term mobility, comfort, and quality of life. Consider Mr. Albert, a 73-year-old who had always prided himself on being tough. A retired construction worker, he was no stranger to soreness or fatigue. But over the course of a year, he noticed that his lower back pain wasn't just sticking around. It was getting worse. At first, he blamed it on sleeping in the wrong position or doing too much yard work. But then the pain began radiating down his leg, especially at night. He started having trouble getting out of bed, and sometimes he lost his balance when standing up too quickly. Still, he hesitated to say anything. "It's just age," he told his wife. Finally, after a gentle nudge from his daughter, Albert saw a doctor. He was diagnosed with spinal stenosis, a narrowing of the spinal canal that can compress the nerves and cause serious complications if left untreated. With physical therapy, posture changes, and a personalized plan, Albert was able to reduce his pain and regain control of his daily movements. He now says, "I wish I'd said something sooner." Many older adults believe that back pain is inevitable, but that's not entirely true. While mild stiffness or occasional soreness may be common, sharp, shooting, burning, or radiating pain is not normal, and it's certainly not something to ignore. Signs that your back pain may need professional attention include pain that wakes you up at night, numbness or tingling in your legs or feet, sudden weakness, trouble walking or balancing, unexplained weight loss, or a history of cancer or osteoporosis. In some cases, chronic back pain may be linked to more serious conditions such as herniated discs, spinal fractures, nerve impingement, or even kidney problems, all of which require medical evaluation. It's important to understand that seeking help doesn't always mean surgery or strong medication. In fact, most cases of chronic back pain in seniors can be greatly improved with early intervention, physical therapy, targeted exercise, and lifestyle adjustments. Today, there are also non-invasive treatments like spinal decompression, posture retraining, acupuncture, and manual therapy that can provide real relief without major side effects. But the first step is speaking up, listening to your body when it's trying to tell you something, and giving yourself permission to ask for support. There is no badge of honor in suffering quietly. In fact, being proactive about your health is one of the most courageous and loving things you can do. Not just for yourself, but for the people who care about you. Your children, grandchildren, and loved ones want you to feel well, move freely, and enjoy your golden years without being limited by unnecessary pain. And the truth is, most spinal issues, when caught early, are far easier to treat than when they're allowed to progress for months or years. If you've been silently dealing with pain, maybe you've told yourself it will pass or that you don't want to be a burden. I invite you to think differently. You are not a burden. Your health matters, your comfort matters, and it is never too late to seek help, get answers, and make a change for the better. In the final part of this video, we'll bring all these habits together and remind ourselves of a simple but powerful truth. The spine doesn't give up on you, and you don't have to give up on it either. Let's move on to the final section. Conclusion: it's never too late to care for your spine. Conclusion: it's never too late to care for your spine. Your spine has carried you through every chapter of life. Every step, every lift, every hug. And even after 60, it still wants to support you. With a few simple habits, better posture, gentle stretching, supportive sleep, movement, and mindful sitting, you can give your back the care it truly deserves. Aging doesn't mean losing your strength or mobility. It simply means listening to your body with more kindness and giving it the attention it's earned. Your back hasn't given up. It's just waiting for the right support. And the best part? You can start today. We really appreciate you spending time with us today. If you found this video helpful, please don't forget to give it a like and hit that subscribe button. It's a simple way to support our work, and it helps more people discover the tips they need to live healthier, happier lives. And if you want to stay up to date, just click the notification bell so you won't miss any of our future videos. See you again soon.